Hi, girls, and welcome back to Self-Care Black Girls, a podcast where we relax, sip tea, and chat about bettering ourselves as black girls. I'm BB, and I'll be helping guide you to make better choices in your daily lives. Okay, so, sorry for the late upload. You see, what happened was, and this is not a lie, I went to go upload the episode on Wednesday, like I, usually do, and I was having issues with my editing software. So I'm like, okay, I started Googling. I'm like, okay, well, what's wrong? And it was telling me that, maybe I needed to update my computer. So I updated my computer. And when I go back to try to edit this episode again, it was telling me that all the files pertaining to this week's episode were gone. Disappeared, vanished. They weren't in the recycling bin. They were just gone. So, here I am, re-recording this episode. So, anyway, today's episode is about maintaining motivation. This can apply to work, school, anything that your life in general, anything that requires motivation, which, everything you do, this should be able to help you maintain motivation. Alright, so I've already rambled enough, and this is coming up on Saturday instead of Wednesday, so without further ado, here are some tips that I have for you all to maintain motivation. Okay, the first, and perhaps one of the most important to me, is to stop drinking coffee. Now, this is important to me because I myself need to start following this, but it's very hard, and it can be very hard. Caffeine is a drug, and it is addicting, so whether you're drinking it to stay awake or whether you're, you've gotten past the drinking it to stay awake and your body needs a cup of coffee at least once a day. Or if you're just drinking it because it's good, you're going to Starbucks or Dunkin' and you're getting, your little specialty coffee, whatever it is, any of that, stop it. You need to stop. Like I said, coffee is a drug. Caffeine is a drug, and it can be addicting. So, like me, who has gotten to the point where I need a cup of coffee in a day to function, it may be time to, switch over to something less, that's not a drug, like tea, or, snazzing up your waters, maybe putting some strawberry or pineapple, drinking lemon water, something like that. Find something other than coffee, that includes energy drinks. None of that either. Find something other than a caffeinated drink to, get you through the day, because what's going to happen is you're going to crash, and then you're either going to end up drinking another coffee or an energy drink, and it's just not going to end well. Your work, not worth ethic, how your work turns out is not going to be, at its best potential, so just stop drinking coffee, period. The next tip that I have for you all is to take a day off. Now, don't take this loosely and take a day off every week. That's not what I mean. What I mean by taking a day off is, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe once a month. Pick a day where you either call out of work, or it doesn't have to be during the week. It can be over the weekend. If your job has you, bring home work on the weekend, find a weekend where that weekend work isn't as heavy, and don't do anything, for that Saturday or that Sunday. As far as classes are concerned, I'm not suggesting you skip your classes that day, but if you have the absences and you understand the material, you take from that what you want. But, once again, you could do it on the weekends. Find a weekend, where you don't have that much homework, or you don't have any plans or something like that, just take that day off. And going based off of that, my next tip would be to have a self-care day. These 2 days could be the same day, they could be different days, whatever your schedule allows for, take a self-care day. What I mean by take a self-care day is put your phone on do not disturb or turn it off. Either way works. Take a nice long bath, a nice long shower. Do a hair mask, deep condition, a face mask, an extended skincare routine. Get your favorite drink, your favorite food, watch your favorite movie or show. Treat yourself, okay? Treat yourself. Make sure that you're mentally clearing your mind. Make sure that you're clearing your mind, because you can't. It's hard to stay motivated to do stuff when all of your work is starting to pile up in front of you and you're just looking at it like getting all this done is not possible. So, you want to take a day or two or however long you feel that you can stay on top of your task and not get behind and still afford, to take that day off and treat yourself, because it's hard. Trust me. I've been going through it this last month since classes started. So trust me when I say to take a day off. Do not do anything. Take a day off. Treat yourself. The next thing that I had that can, next tip that I had that can help you maintain motivation is to focus on one class or assignment per day. So what I mean by this is if you've got, I don't know, if you're taking 5 classes like I am, pick a day, and you might, depending on how heavy the workload is for the class or for your job, you might want to start on the weekend. But pick a day where every day you need to be focused on one class's assignments. So, for instance, I'm taking a criminal justice class. One day out of the week, I'm going to be doing nothing but criminal justice. One day out of the week, I'm going to be doing nothing but stuff for my psych class. Stuff like that. So you don't feel like your work is piling up on you. Because once again, if you have too many things in front of you, it can become overwhelming and you're going to not want to do it, which is not good, because at that point you're losing motivation and I'm trying to help you maintain it, because it can get rough, like I said. So make sure you're focusing on, you take one day to focus on one day's assignment. Now, if you're getting behind in a class or your job work, I would pick a specific amount of hours to work on, an assignment, like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, or however much time you have in a day that you can spend working on that assignment, just so you're staying on top of things and not being overwhelmed. But please, also, depending on how long you work, take at least 20 minutes between subjects or between tasks if it's job work, because like I said, it can become overwhelming. Another tip that I have is to do something you like. Say, and this could kind of go as like a rewarding thing. Say you just finished a big test and you feel confident about it, or you took a big test a week ago and you just got the grade back and you did good on it, better than you thought you did, or I don't want to say, no, okay, so just disregard that. You did better than you thought you were, or you did as good as you thought you were, or whatever the case may be. Go take yourself out to a movie. Go read your favorite book. Go to dinner. All that goes back to taking that day off, taking that self-care day. Treat yourself, because you earned it. Whatever the occasion is, you earned it. So you need to go reward yourself for that accomplishment, because if you don't, most of the time nobody else will. I mean, you're gonna get a congratulations and whatnot, but it's still, you gotta reward yourself. Okay, so go do something you like, and it doesn't have to be a reward for something that you accomplished. It could be you've been working really hard all month, which I guess goes back to a reward, but Maybe you hadn't gone to the movies in a month or something. Go watch something that's new. Maybe you hadn't had time to read your favorite book. Go take time out, just like you're scheduling to do your assignments and homework. Take time out to read your favorite book, and go to dinner. You don't have to go with people. That we'll save that episode for another time. We'll save that topic for another episode. But go out to dinner somewhere. Treat yourself. That's gonna be this week's tag. Treat yourself. All right. And then the last tip that I have for you all is to just talk to somebody. Like I mentioned earlier, and I keep going back to this, but this is big when it comes to maintaining your motivation. It can be overwhelming, and for some people it's too much. And that either leads to them dropping out or quitting, or, God, worst case scenario, committing suicide, or whatever the case may be. Talk to somebody. It can be a counselor, it can be a friend, it can be a family member, roommate, suite mate, somebody. Talk to somebody. Don't let your stress and anxiety and stuff build up in you, because it can lead to a multitude of things, stuff that I mentioned a few seconds ago. And it can, you can, hold on, let me get my thoughts. Things like depression and, it can lead to, stuff like that. And when you're depressed, or when you're anxious about something, or you're stressed out about something, you don't want to do anything else. You're not going to want to do that stuff for another class, or you're not going to feel that what you're doing is even worth doing, if that makes sense. So, you want to find somebody to talk to. Talk to me. Y'all got all my links. Hit me up. I will be more than welcome to listen, because it can be stressful. And I know not everybody has somebody that they feel comfortable with talking to, or somebody who understands what they're going through maybe, or something like that. But, you need to reach out and talk to somebody, so that stuff doesn't pile up on you and put you down and out. Yeah, but that's all I have this week for you all about maintaining motivation. All of my links will be in the description. I think that's all. And once again, I'm sorry for the late upload, but technical difficulties are a real thing, and life happens, I guess. That's all I can say. But thank you all again for listening this week, and I will see you next week. Bye. Thanks for listening this week. If you have any questions, want to share a story, or be featured in our Q&As, send them to me at selfcarebgirl@gmail.com, or submit them on my blog at selfcareblackgirls.com. While you're over there, subscribe and join so you never miss anything. Subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes to help spread the word. You can also donate one time or monthly by clicking on the Patreon link on my blog. There are rewards. Thanks again for listening, and don't forget to stay beautiful.